Hi, I'm Park Linscomb with the Rock Hill Church of Christ in Frisco, Texas. And I'd like to ask you to stay with me for just a few minutes as we think about something that I think you might find kind of interesting and worthwhile meditating on. You know, the world knows that there's something wrong. As beautiful as the world is, we can easily view trouble, hate, poverty, crime, violence, oppression, sickness, death, and so much more. As a result, there's been no lack of theories about how to fix the world's problems. Various philosophies, of course, have been thought through and professed since ancient times in hopes that maybe if enough people would cooperate, that the world would greatly improve, that we'd all be happy and content. But after centuries and even millennia of Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, Stoicism, Epicureanism, and even more, the world remains just as troubled and broken as it ever was. In more recent times, many have been persuaded that political systems like communism can make this unfair and troubled world even better. Yet, the several attempts that have been tried have not brought the peace, harmony, equality, and workers' paradise that was promised. The perfect world we all desire instead is not found in those philosophies or those political parties. The 60s and the hippie movement tried to bring the age of Aquarius in because the planets were aligning, right? No rules, just harmony and understanding, but that fad passed away, leaving behind a legacy of sin, depravity, drug use, and failure. The modern philosophy of humanism believes that we humans, despite the evidence to the contrary, can solve all the world's problems through science, technology, and political systems and laws. Star Trek's world was based on just exactly this philosophy. But science and technology often bring 10 new problems for every one that they solve. Think of the TV drug ads and the disclaimer of all the possible side effects as just one example. The answer to this world's woes is not in science and technology. John Lennon's song, Imagine, dreamt of a world without possessions, full of peace, harmony, love, and no religion. And millions even today love to sing it and embrace the pipe dream, but it will never be anything more than a pipe dream. Of course, the main problem of most of these dreams of a perfect world is that they generally choose to deliberately factor God right out. Though not all do. The Jews imagined a world ruled by a physical political Messiah who would bring peace to this physical world. Premillennialists also believe such a thing of Jesus. They are still looking for the return of Jesus to this world, this present earth, to rule a physical political kingdom. But neither the Jewish idea of a messianic kingdom nor any of the premillennial theories will be realized. Jesus was clear that his kingdom was not of this world. Now, this is not to say that a perfect world isn't coming. It most definitely is coming. But it will be in a new heaven and a new earth, not on this flawed planet. Romans chapter 8 and verse 19 and following tells us that this present creation, the physical world around us that we now live in, is eagerly awaiting the day of Christ's return and the resurrection of God's people and the new creation. Nevertheless, even before Christ's coming and the resurrection, anyone can enjoy a taste of the peace and harmony that we all seek in Jesus' spiritual kingdom, the church. Until the Lord returns, we will remain troubled by the world's troubles, but we can live a hint of the perfect world by simply following Jesus now. It is one of the grand blessings of obedience to Christ, and his commandments are not burdensome, so says 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. Looking for a better world, the pages of God's Word has just what you're looking for both the here and now and the hereafter. Join us at Rock Hill Church of Christ for an opportunity to worship God, to study God's Word, and we invite you even to participate in the salvation that the Bible offers. See you next time.